Rukus Avenue Radio.
Namaste and hello, Rukus Avenue Radio listeners. This is your correspondent, Dr. Priyadarshini G. Roy. I'm an actor, producer, and have my PhD in strategic media. But my most powerful asset is that of a storyteller. And my show is about giving that scope and limelight to other storytellers making a powerful impact in entertainment, media, music, charity, and otherwise. Catch the show where I invest in storytellers and share their stories across the globe only on Rukus Avenue Radio.
Rukus Avenue Radio.
Hello, I'm Anabelle Munro.
Hello, I'm Sage Saraiya, and you're listening to Rukus Avenue Radio.
Welcome back. This is your correspondent, Dr. Priyadarshini G. Roy on Rukus Avenue Radio, iHeartRadio's exclusive South Asian station. Today, we bring you exclusive access and interviews from the festival directors of the World Culture Film Festival, which features an impressive lineup of films, events, including discussions, Q&A sessions, and so much more. Today, we have both of the co-executive directors and head of programming, Anabelle Munro and Sage Saraiya. Anabelle and Sage, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Anabelle, tell us first, what inspired you to bring your extensive experience as a filmmaker to this festival?
Yeah, there is always, being invited on a project or being key initiator. So on this very, very special project, it was actually a very suspicious moment of several people coming together in the room. I met Sage as a filmmaker. We were friends actually on Facebook, good old Facebook, but we've never met in person. So we met at a particular event, and a few days later, I found myself in her living room with Jatin and Saraiya, the executive producer, and we were talking about the World Culture Festival, which is the largest music event in the world. And as we were digesting how we can get involved, Sage and I were like, hey, so that is great. However, our story, what we are interested in doing and very prolific at is film and film festivals. And I believe that was like for me at least, the birthing moment of the film festival. My background is I'm a filmmaker. I started with acting and directing age 13 with theater, then switched to film. And then 6 years ago, I started working in festivals, running my own festival, the Ethos Film Awards, which are all about purpose-driven content. So anything that has a meaning to further the world, a better vision of tomorrow. And that was the common ground we had immediately. And the common theme for us is entertainment that uplifts. And that has always been a mission for me. And it's so difficult to do that as a filmmaker. To stick to it because the market wants to usually see the more gruesome productions. Yeah, and here we are. So proud.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, Sage, I'm going to throw it to you. What inspired you to join this festival as a filmmaker yourself?
Yeah, so there are three things that inspired me. So first of all, I am a cultural conservation photographer and filmmaker. I've been doing this for 10 years and I feel that it's very important to show all the cultures. Someone called Wade Davis, and recently the editor of Deadline, Matt, also reinstated recently that it's very important for people to see other ways of being and other cultures so that they understand that ours is not the only way. So that is something I'm very passionate about. But also as a filmmaker, I've traveled the world with my films and I've been to a lot of film festivals. And one of the things, I love film festivals. I feel like they're the most educational and the most amazing places for filmmakers to come together and meet others, think alike, and find a sort of a family. So there's been this draw to film festivals in general. So I'm also on the board of directors of a film festival in Los Angeles, and I contribute to another film festival in LA. So when we were invited to create this film festival, I was like, this is incredible because now we can bring everything that we believe in together into this one platform, and also integrate Gurudev's vision for a better world into the film festival, which is why we have the theme of entertainment that uplifts. And yeah, that's why we're here.
That's wonderful. So, what are you both excited to see as festival highlights or some special features of this inaugural World Cultural Film Festivals that attendees can look forward to?
Well, putting an inaugural big event together is like planning a wedding. So it's like super stressful. And of course, you go first to the people you've known for a long time. And of course, the best people show up, right? Because the other ones go away, but the good old friends support you. And then it develops this kind of dynamic where it has this family feel that Sage describes. And for me, the highlight is to just see and witness the people come together and get to know each other, because just that tagline, entertainment that uplifts, and our shared friends and community, seeing each other's content that they are so passionate about, and having them connect with each other is going to be a phenomenal experience. To know, the matchmaking that we've been doing behind the scenes is going to work. It's a very special thing, especially in film that is so business driven and very competitive. Our festival has the opposite approach. We're inviting our fellow film festival directors for a panel instead of going against it. We say, hey, come on, let's join forces and the good cause. And that feeling of seeing the people connect with each other is my personal most look forward to.
Sage, what about yourself?
Well, I have to say I am really excited about the panels that are going to take place, the storytelling panel, the environmental panel, and the film festival directors panel. When Anabelle and I started out, we had entries on Film Freeway. This has been, by the way, this festival has been 1.5 years in the making. And when we started out, we had amazing entries on Film Freeway, phenomenal stuff. And then once this word spread, we started to get entries from outside of Film Freeway, and we had to curate everything together. And the program is so exciting. We have USC student films, which USC actually meticulously curated for us. So, we're also helping the next generation of filmmakers. There's so much I'm excited about. Like Anabelle said, the whole idea of everyone coming together, but especially the panel discussions. Our panelists are amazing. I feel like we've dug out like gold, in a way that you don't see them everywhere. So very excited about that. And definitely the short films, the collection is, to me, it feels like it's very impactful. And that's because it's very hard to find films that are of this nature, entertainment that uplifts. Wouldn't have thought that, but that's what we've come to realize over the last 1.5 years. So I would say I'm excited about the festival as a whole.
That's amazing. And you both mentioned that one of the themes for this year is entertainment that uplifts. So what other themes from these films play a role in the programming of this inaugural World Cultural Film Festival?
Well, the entertainment that uplifts is actually the requirement for all submissions. So that is quite the tricky path, because we are open to all formats and lengths. We have documentary, fiction, all alike, drama, all genres are welcome. So it's not like a comedy festival. And for a filmmaker to be seasoned enough to touch a tricky, divisive topic and turn it into a way that the other side can hear it. And, together we rise with more understanding. So that's the secret ingredient there. So the entertainment that uplifts is here to stay. And otherwise, it's open to everything that can build bridges with the content and leave us feel better rather than more scared or with nightmares.
I love that. Sage, what about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the films touch all the different aspects of the human, spectrum. So we have environmental films, yes, but we also have films that have nothing to do with spirituality or environment. It's just a romantic film, for example. And, there's a lot of cultural diversity in our submissions and in our screenings, but also at the same time, there are films from the very heart of Los Angeles. So I would say it really just covers everything.
Wonderful. And you both mentioned you guys are looking forward to the directors' panel discussions where everybody is going to come and share their ideas on creativity. What films or any other events do you both look forward to during this film festival? Anabelle, I'll let you go first.
It's so hard to pinpoint because, when you program, and Sage and I had so much fun doing it and really took our time. And I shared with you, it's like putting a wedding together. So, of course, you could say the moment we kiss, but it's the whole process because each block that we programmed is so near and dear to us. And we're like, oh, I can't wait for this to be on screen. So the feature films are phenomenal as well. So I find it hard to set the short film blocks in competition with the feature films because we have Wim Wenders, we have The Monk and the Gun, opening night, mind-blowing movies. I can't pick. I'm sorry.
No worries. I think that's a fair answer.
Yeah, I wouldn't have anything to add to that except same. Same.
Okay, all right. Well, we don't have to mention a film, but any other particular events like the question answer session, the gala, anything else that you think is a can't miss event for this film festival?
Yeah, again, I would say the same thing. It's because we've curated everything so meticulously and with so much intention. Of course, to me, it's everything is exciting. Please join us,
One event came to my mind, Sage, the Barnett Bain table read session, because it's an outlier. Because Sage and I have quite the artistic background, with theater and photography and, the arts. We found it very important to not just stick to film as the only way of storytelling, but honor, the art of storytelling itself, like the writing process, performance, and what does it look like. A Academy-winning producer who is a phenomenal scriptwriter and director, Barnett Bain, presents his latest script to the community with 14 actors sitting around the table, and we get to experience a work session, what this looks like. We have a live cellist in the room as well, so it's not like a dry reading through, but a phenomenal Academy-winning industry professional letting us into the process and how to do it. So that is an outstanding event that you wouldn't see usually at a film festival, but I recommend just getting day passes. They are really at a good price. We were like, come on, who wouldn't go to this? This is a steal. So just come and watch as much as you can because it's all part of the program. There's 15 minutes breaks in between, 20 minutes, lovely food, wonderful people around. Just keep those 2 days free, and the third one as well with the award show, not to be underestimated because they're usually hard to get into for people that are not directly involved. And we are very open to having normal people who love watching movies to come and join us and be part of the experience and celebration and see it.
Wonderful. Well, the World Culture Film Festival is inspired by the World Culture Festival, which has rich history of promoting unity and diversity. How do you see the film festival continuing this legacy through cinema?
So I don't know, Dr. Priyadarshini, if you knew that this year, the last year, they had the fourth World Culture Festival in Washington, D.C.,
yes,
where 1 million people came together. And it was so beautiful with all these different flags and countries and everybody dancing next to each other. 600,000 people meditated together. And, so what is happening is that there is this acknowledgement of the fact that there are all these people, all these other cultures, all these heritage holders that exist in this world that we need to celebrate. And so what's happening with the World Culture Film Festival is that it's doing the same thing with cinema. 1 hour, 2 hour films, or even shorter films. You get an insight into an entire different country, another culture that you wouldn't otherwise see. Also, you have to understand that filmmakers are so passionate, and filmmakers tend to go to places that not many people go to, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. Through a filmmaker's eyes, you get to see another world. And I think that's so important right now with the whole world being so divided. So that is one of the focuses of the World Culture Film Festival, where you're celebrating that unity and diversity, coming together, appreciating each other. And when you appreciate each other and you see each other, there's this natural love and unity. So I hope that the film festival is going to go that path.
Wonderful. And Anabelle, please tell us your perspective.
I second everything that Sage just mentioned, and Sri Ravi Shankar, also known as Gurudev, who is the inspiration, has mentioned the tremendous impact of film, even in many ways more so than music, because music is kind of like capturing an emotion. Film can really plant a vision if done right. And we have been doing vision planting in the wrong direction for quite a little while, and it has become, very swipe, and consume. So getting the creators together at the very core of storytelling is what I see makes a difference with the film festival, because and getting the students to come in and learn from the ones that made it through and had a career despite the fact of still wanting to tell healthy stories, and learning from each other, creating these connections, can have a tremendous impact on the world and healing this type of pigeonholed echo chamber thinking that we are all very stuck in, and celebrating, as Sage said so beautifully, the differences rather than not talking to each other anymore.
I love that. And you guys both beautifully answered my next two questions within this question itself. So that's wonderful. Tell us, in our final aspect of this interview, what are some of the outcomes you wish audiences take away from this film festival, and where can they still buy tickets to come and attend?
So with this particular film festival, my dream is that the general audience and cinephiles feel completely valued and welcome as much to the table as the creators. This is something that's often difficult with film festivals, where there's like this grand canyon between, the gods on screen and then like the audience who's just sitting there to consume and adore. But with this particular film festival, especially the panels and the interest groups that we're bringing together, this matters for everyone. We have anything from addiction, environment, as Sage, mental illness, all these topics that are really hard to address. And we all know, this affects everybody. So my dream is to transcend that great divide between the creators and the audience, and more peace and unity, ideally getting people in the room together and place them on panels together as well, of groups that don't look so friendly on paper, but we don't care. We just move beyond that and create the difference right there in the room.
I love that. It's truly embodies women empowerment and unity amongst humanity, differentiating between not any specific identity, but all of us as a human race. And I think that's beautiful. Sage, would you like to add any final thoughts?
Yeah, one of my dreams for this film festival is that filmmakers of a similar thinking come together and realize, oh, we're not alone. There's all these different people who want to do the same stuff for our planet, for humanity, and get inspired and maybe partner up. So we kind of creating a family is one of the dreams. And the second dream is I'm hoping that the audience can leave with a much broadened vision of the world and understanding.
I love that. So Rukus Avenue Radio listeners heard it here first. Please go to the worldculturefilmfestival.org to catch your passes, your tickets, and anything else that you can't miss from this wonderful inaugural event. Anabelle, Sage, I thank you so much for your time, and we can't wait to see what the festival has in store for us and our audiences. This is your correspondent, Dr. Roy, signing off. Stay tuned for all of the exclusive access about the World Culture Film Festival this week on Rukus Avenue Radio, the largest South Asian radio and podcast network on iHeartRADIO.
Listeners, this is your correspondent, Dr. Priyadarshini G. Roy, signing off with another episode for Rukus Avenue Radio. Stay tuned and catch more updates with me on social media at Priyadarshini G. Roy or PriyadarshiniFilmsAndEntertainment.com. Stay tuned, and until next time.
Rukus Avenue Radio.